Hey guys, I apologize in advance for my terrible drawing, but I wanted to talk to you really quickly about game management. So last week there were some high scoring games. Some teams were winning 8-9-1, which is great if you're on the winning team, but if you're on the losing team, it's not so fun and can often trigger bad experiences for coaches and players and parents. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about game management. So if you are conceding a lot of goals, if you know that you're 4 goals down, 5 goals down, and there's a good chance you're not going to come back to get that win, which unfortunately happens, we need to plug the gaps. So what I mean by that is, if you're playing 3 at the back, here's your 3, 1, 2, 3. Right here, in between these players, here and here, these are called lanes or channels, okay? So these are basically ways through your back line. What you need to do is plug those gaps. So if you're only playing with 1 midfielder or 2 midfielders, you want to try and be a little bit more defensive and put a player here, put a player here, maybe even bring your forward back. And last week we talked about being a little bit more compact. So you want to get those players in the central areas so you're being able to keep them all nice and combined. 3, 4, 5, 6. You may have a 7th player who's another forward. Maybe you have an additional midfielder here. Whatever you want to do, but you want to be nice and compact. You want to try to plug the gaps. So try to really keep those nice and tight. On the flip side of that, if you are winning 3, 4, 5, 6 goals, sometimes what you do is you flip your defenders to attackers and your attackers to defenders. That's great. But if you're a defender and you don't get to score much, guess what you're going to want to do as soon as your coach puts you in an attacking position? You want to go and score. So what to do to kind of counter that a little bit is change the objective. So instead of flipping the players and just kind of sitting back and relaxing, maybe you give them a different objective. So instead of scoring, we still want you to score or try to score, but can you, as a team, try to get 3, 4 consecutive passes before you go score? Maybe as an individual, if you've got the ball, can you beat a player first with a move? It has to be an intentional move and then go and score. So it's kind of set the team's different objectives and say, hey, I'm not really interested in you scoring anymore. I'm more interested in developing you as a player. And what can we do to do that? Maybe you set a team goal, like I said, passing. Maybe you set an individual goal. Can you beat the player? I would be careful with setting maybe goals where they kind of empower them too much and they start getting a little bit cocky, because you don't want to embarrass your opponent, but at least try to manage the game and manage the score a little bit so you can just keep the score a little bit closer and everybody's a little bit more happy. So any questions, give me a shout. If you don't agree or you do agree, feedback's always welcome, but let me know what you think. All right, have a great weekend.